This, to me, is the problem with Democrats in America right now, is we're willing to be complicit to Donald Trump to let this pass through when we have all the leverage right now there is. We are standing at a moment where our president is eviscerating the Constitution of the United States of America, and we're willing to go along with that today. No, not on my watch. I stand against this. It is a violation of our Constitution for the President of the United States to ignore the will of Congress and decide which states are eligible to grants and which are not.
That's Cory Booker, and he is fired up. Strong words, saying that the Democrats are complicit with Trump. He's fired up. He's so fired up that even the intonation went up at the end of the sentence. But look, I do like when he takes these stands and use these strong words. And it was brief too. It didn't even go on for like 20 hours. But there he's not just attacking Trump, he's taking a stand against the Democrats. Now, what is he so fired up about? What's the conflict about? Well, he was facing opposition from fellow Democrats in the Senate to an amendment to a police funding bill. So he wanted to add an amendment that guarantees every officer in every state has the full support they deserve in their service to their communities. And absent more details, it sounds like, oh, he thinks we need to be more deferential to the police. But that's not actually what's going on. What he's saying is, you cannot choose red states basically to get the support they need and not blue states, which is the sort of petty partisan stuff that Donald Trump and the Republicans are totally comfortable with doing. And so it seems like probably a good precaution for Cory Booker to take. And he says this is not what the Justice Department is doing. They're rather than supporting law enforcement agencies and officers equally, they're weaponizing public safety grants to punish state and local jurisdictions that resist the Trump policy agenda, including my home state of New Jersey. So this seems pretty basic. Why would you give in to Donald Trump on this? Well, here is Senator Cortez Masto, who didn't want to do these amendments, wanted to just pass the bill with unanimous consent. Here's a response to what Cory Booker said.
If my colleague absolutely has concerns about getting funding to his law enforcement, I'd be willing to work with him. I would be willing to work, and I know my colleagues would, to figure out how we ensure that this administration doesn't play favorites and is fighting for that funding and holding them accountable to get that funding to all of our law enforcement communities across this country. I agree, President Trump's impoundment of funding, it is a serious concern. But tacking on a poison pill language to these bills won't guarantee any additional funding makes it to New Jersey, Nevada, or any other state. Instead, what it will do, it will keep critical bills from passing in the first place.
Okay, so that's where I've been an issue.